Ken Worf joined Piers Morgan on his Talk TV show on Monday to reflect on the Queen's funeral and King Charles III's two sons Prince William and Prince Harry. The former bodyguard to Princess Diana shared his view on the brothers' relationship before questioning the decision to permit Harry to wear a military uniform for a vigil on Saturday without the Queen's initials stitched on the shoulder. Piers began, "You've been around the royal family for a very long time, obviously protecting them, and they were very well protected today. When you look at William, Harry and they're in the procession, but there's no real contact between them that we've seen even in the 10 days. Very little eye contact, no apparent talking. It seems to be a temporary truce to put their grandmother first, but underneath it, this rift continues to rage. What do you make of that, and what do you think Charles possibly do to try and get through this? Read more," Ken replied. "Piers, you're absolutely right. There's clearly a rift, but this is very much ceremonial. They're on duty, and that's a very important word for those who are in the royal family because it's all about a sense of duty. Harry had no choice, he had to be there. The fact that he was in uniform was on the insistence of his father, but the ER was removed." Piers interjected, "I thought that was churlish. If you're gonna let Prince Andrew have ER on his shoulder, then why wouldn't you let Harry have it on his?" "I don't disagree with you," Ken continued. "I do think it was a bit churlish because this is a state event. How much the Queen's funeral cost? The Queen's funeral will be the first held for a monarch since the death of her father, King George VI, more than 70 years ago. The royal family will be joined by world leaders, foreign monarchies, charity representatives and more in the grand service at Westminster Abbey." Speculation over the cost of the somber occasion is rife, but how much has the Queen's funeral cost? Express. Co.uk looks into the numbers behind the historic ceremony. And let's be honest, Harry himself is the only member of the royal family recently that has fought a campaign in Afghanistan, and he should be allowed to do that with all the insignia. Harry was given a uniform without the initials ER in honor of his grandmother stitched to the shoulder. Meanwhile, the Duke of York retained the initials on his uniform during a vigil on Friday night. Piers furiously argued for Harry's right to wear military uniform at the Queen's funeral. "This was his grandmother. He did serve his country with great valor, 2 tours of Afghanistan," he said. "And we've already had the row about the uniform to start with. Andrew was given dispensation to wear his, and then eventually Harry was allowed to wear his. But then to remove the ER and have it centered without the initials of his own grandmother. I just thought that it'd be churlish and actually don't feel his own innate sense of victimhood. Just don't give him an excuse to moan again." Piers added, "If Harry brings his book out, and it spray guns the royal family again like they did with the Oprah interview, all hell's going to break loose, and I think it would be very disloyal towards his father, who, from what I'm told, is completely bemused about why his son has turned rogue on him. I do think that now, given all this happened in the last 10 days, I think Harry really should be considerate about ending this story," Ken said. "He should say, look, this book isn't the right idea because what's it going to do? It's going to cause a great deal of hurt, a great deal of damage." Piers Morgan Uncensored airs on Talk TV on weekdays at 8 p.m.